Alrighty team, welcome. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, right around the world, hope you're all doing well. And 'tis time once again to get this show on the road. So as always guys, good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening no matter where we are around the world. Welcome to yet another edition of the London session. New week, gold still at close to all-time highs, still continuing on its merry way in my opinion to the upside. I've made a bit of a pullback, but to be honest, I think it's just a healthy pullback. But as per the usual guys, what we will be doing is having a look at the charts, having a look to see what we can come up with moving forward here today, and moving forward into the rest of the day for those who will be training the MI session as well. Guys, you do know the drill. If you could, please do so. YouTube, make sure to hit that like button. TikTok, smash that little screen for me. Let's get the masses onto the stream team. And guys, if you have any charts, any questions, anything you'd like me to look at, please feel free to pop that into the chat and I will do my best to have a look and answer your questions shortly. In the meantime guys, let's get underway with what we're all here for. Have a look at not the news, we will have a look at the news, but what we're here for is to have a look at the charts. But we will have a look at the news first, just to see what we have, if anything, during our session here today. Moving forward, what we can see is nothing of high impact for our session. Relatively smooth sailing by the looks of things tomorrow as well, or into MI session as well. Nothing. Doesn't look. It looks like a pretty lean week by the looks of things. We've got CPI on Wednesday for the pound. So that's suppose that's something I'll be on stream for, something we can look forward to for those who do trade the pound. Otherwise, pretty smooth sailing into the early parts of the week for the gold. Obviously, we need to be wary of anything breaking at any point in time, such as things like this. Mr. Trump tweeting, Mr. Trump reporting certain deals being done. Obviously has a massive impact on the markets. Alrighty guys, but let's get cracking with the analysis, and let's start with, as per the usual, let's start with the gold guys. We'll start on that weekly time frame, and what we can see is previous weekly closed a very strong bullish candle. So off the back of that guys, how many consecutive candles now in a row since the low, or since the support, since the consolidation around that 33 to 3500 area? We've formed 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 consecutive bullish weekly candles, and the last one last week was the strongest of the lot. Does that suggest that we're running out of steam? I'll ask you guys that question. Do you think that suggests we're running out of steam? For me personally, not. I see it as a very strong bullish candle. So again, doesn't mean we can't pull back, but off the back of that, you guys who follow me on and watch me in a regular would understand today I'm more inclined to look for potential buy options. I'd rather trade in line with the strength of the previous weekly on the Monday, and on the Friday in line with the strength of the current weekly. So that being said, let's go down to the daily time frame. Let's just see if we do have any reason to contemplate some sell options. Previous daily actually closed back bearish, quite strong bearish as well, but we did have a higher high, also a lower low. Just marking a low of that previous daily candle. See what we've got below it. We're also going to mark in a current daily candles high. So we would have formed resistance at that level, minor resistance. We want to see what we've got above that point there, if it provides some potential entry points on the minor time frames to take it back up towards the all-time high in this strong uptrend. Onto the 4-hour time frame. Once again guys, very bullish in my personal opinion here, and that won't change at this rate. Exact same swing point we mentioned on Friday, 39.50, basically 52.50, that sort of region. This is the most recent 2 or more consecutive candle pullback in the opposite direction to the trend. So at this rate, so long as we remain above this support, we are bullish in structure on the 4-hour time frame. So off the back of that, we're about to close a relatively strong bearish candle. So we'll prematurely mark in the resistance at the current level. We will have that confirmed in just under 3 minutes, unless something, a miracle happens and gold flips, which who knows, gold being gold could do anything. So that's the most recent support resistance. Once again, we are technically bullish. It looks like above the current daily candles high, we're gonna have some nice potential buy options off the back of the daily, the 4-hour, and also the 15-minute. 15-minute will also confirm that as a potential level to get involved. So what I'm going to do is just, I'm going to neaten up these zones a little bit. I'm going to add a few zones here. I'm going to mark in that zone just there, 4222, 4222, sorry, 4222. And also I'm going to mark in a level just below it. Now, for me guys, I'm not interested in selling it. What we can see is the 15-minute time frame is also flip structure back bullish. It was bearish. We have since closed back above this little swing point here to confirm a technical structure flip. Some may argue it's only bullish once it closes above this point here, or to be honest, I think it has either way. Yeah, it has. So for me, it's bullish across the board yet again here on gold today, with the back of the strength of that previous weekly counter as well. Very simple plan moving forward here today for me, guys. Either A, buys upon continuation above the current daily candles high. Let's just see, is that the 4-hour high? No, so we'll drag this down a little bit. So we want to be above, yep, it's the highest point of any bearish candle at the resistance. So above 42.7130 roughly is where we want to be looking for some potential continuation buys. So obviously we come from the lows, pop back up, trigger in some sellers, trap those sellers, close above, retest, begin to pull away. We do have some clean traffic up towards that 4300, 4315 sort of region. So off the back of that, I would be looking for my potential buy options. Now, further options, guys, we are currently making, once again, a bit of a pullback. Not interested in selling it, but what I will be interested in is to see if we do pop back down to that 4220 sort of region, form another support, provide a price action catalyst from that level for me to take a potential buy back up towards the current daily candles high. So buys above 42.222. And similar, if we do actually drop below that support once again, not interested in actually looking to sell it. Technically we will flip the structure on the M15 back bearish, but I'm looking at thinking you're right near the, first of all, you're in the 4-hour support. It could bounce at any point within it. Plus, the rest of the time frames are very bullish. You've obviously had the weekly closing very strong bullish. So I'd rather be buying it and just let it do its thing. Pop back down to that 4200 flat region, form a support back above it, and then look for a potential option, take a buy from a bit lower down. So that is my personal opinion of the gold today. I'm really not interested in selling it today. Below the low, you've got some congestion to the left, area pocket accumulation. So, I mean, moving forward into MY, which I won't be trading, if it created a clean move to cut through some of this mess to the left, obviously you've got the confirmation of the structure flipping. Not only that, you'll have the daily counter probabilities to the downside. Also likely you're gonna have the 4-hour counter probabilities on your side. So if it did create that clean move, pull back, reject, maybe in some way something you guys could look forward to. You were trying to get involved in a sell, but for me, once again, focus today is on gold buys. That's what I'll be looking at. Hopefully it makes sense. If it did, YouTube, don't forget, make sure hit that little like button for me. TikTok, smash that screen. And let's quickly have a look at a few other pairs, guys. Now I've sent multiple pairs into my members group. Quickly looking at GJ, this is a chart already marked in and sent in. What we can see is bias. We'll quickly have a look at the top down, the weekly closed week bullish. Bit of an indecision candle, inside bar candle, did close bullish though. Daily suggesting, see, this type of price action on the previous daily candle suggests we've grabbed downside liquidity, tapped into some previous resistance, only to close back bullish. Current candle's done what most candles will do in this circumstance, right? A little bit of a low wick and break above. Issue is it's tapped into some more resistance here to the left onto the 4-hour, and that technically to me is bearish, and it's not quite tapped into the resistance. So the 4 hours bearish. Now we'll bring up the drawings. M30 is technically bullish, so the bias is to the upside on GJ here today. So I'd be looking for pullback buys from 202, that sort of region, 202 flat. Sells, you'll have the confirmation of structure flipping upon a closure below 201.87 roughly, but it's a lot cleaner if you were to wait for it to pop below 201.70. Got some clean traffic down to the 4-hour support. I mean, aside from that, you possibly could look for the back of the 4-hour structure being bearish. If it popped back up to the 4-hour resistance, only to reject, then I'd possibly be looking for a potential sell as well from that level around that 202, 720 to 80 to 90, that sort of region. That is GJ. Just quickly onto GU, and GU just stuck in a range. The bias is a bit mixed here on GU. M30 is technically bearish, but I think the other time frames had flipped back bullish. 4 hour has also confirmed a structure flip. Weekly closed back bullish as well, the previous weekly candle. Daily rejecting previous daily candle. It's a bit of a mixed bag here on GU. So what I'd be doing is just waiting to trade the range, guys. I'd be waiting for it to pop either up and sweep the Asian session high, tap into the 4 hour resistance at 134.50, look out for rejection sells, or pop back down towards 131.20 towards 131.150 and look for price to form support for a buy. Aside from that, going to be a little bit risky because he's selling into the 4 hour support. This green zone is basically one area of support in the 4 hour, but it is very clean. Plus the fact that the 30 actually is still technically bearish. So if it does respect the current level, we do remain bearish in the M30. So I do believe with the clean traffic on the minor time frames, a good chance it would pop back down 133.90. So potential 20 pip margin within that level there. Now, last but not least, let's have a look at the DAX, German 40. Let's quickly look at the weekly. Goes back strong, bearish in the end. Bit of an in between, weak and strong. You could use fib. I would consider it to be a strong bearish candle. Did reject though, tapping into accumulation. If we were to break the previous daily candles high, potentially that could provide some entry options to the upside. As we can see, I've marked it in on the minor time frame here. 4 hour structure, I see it as technically bearish. Again, a bit of a mixed bag, just a slow trickle up for the time being. So we want to be, in my opinion, just above 24.087 to the upside. Otherwise, to be honest, it's very tricky because it is just, again, accumulating, consolidating into the resistance here. So in this sort of situation, I would prefer it to make a clean move, cut through the mess, then look to either buy it from support or look to sell it on yet another pullback. Bit tricky here on German 40. Probabilities are in about 55 minutes from now, it's likely going to absolutely make a big move, whether it be to the upside or downside for session open. That could cut through some of the mess. Back to the gold. In the meantime, Franco, morning to you. Sebastian, morning to you, brother. Tony Gold, welcome. Carl, it's Remix, good day to you. And Bartman, yep, give the stream a like, appreciate you guys. TikTok, welcome to all of you on TikTok. Let me have a look and see if I've missed any messages. Thank you to a few new followers as well. Londoner Khan, what coin? This is the gold coin. Spot gold, XAUUSD. It's not crypto, mate. It's going down from day at least, probably for the week. If you have a crystal ball and you know something, let us know. But for me, I'm not predicting. I'm waiting for a clear signal. Warrior, yes, I do agree with that. It is in a big, strong bullish trend. Again, there'll be buys and sells, but mostly sells. Well, you're entitled to your opinion. Been bullish for too long? Yeah, but you would have been saying that, you know, weeks and well, probably a year ago, to be honest. But you're entitled to your opinion, so I respect that. But for me, again, I'm just training what I see, and to me, we're very bullish. I'm just waiting for a potential buy option if it presents. Cheese Mobile, good day to you. Been long for so long, just keeps going in and out of drawdown. Oh, you've been long? Okay. Wow, where'd you get in from? In and out of drawdown. Yari, good day to you. So we're waiting for buy. How about BTC? BTC bouncing. To be honest, I don't trust it. I really don't trust it. Don't trust NASDAQ as well, or any of the indices, to be honest. They're all starting to pump again. Is it just a bit of a bounce from the recent drop? Look, it remains to be seen. Again, I'm not going to predict that they're going to fall. I would once again react to what I see, but if I was a betting man, I wouldn't really want to be getting into Bitcoin at this point in time. I think there's a lot better value for money out there. Yeah, but look, either way, as long as it remains above that 100k, I still believe we're still very bullish. Weekly close back strong bearish though. Daily kind of probabilities to the upside. Daily looks like there's a good chance we're heading back up to 116 flat. Now, being Bitcoin, I'd probably trade off the higher time frame, so I'd probably start marking it up on the daily time frame with support and resistance. Onto the 4-hour. Whoops. And that is very bearish, in my opinion. And will remain bearish at this rate till back above 124. It's a big move from the upside there from last week. Really big drop. So for me on Bitcoin, on the fly, it is bearish. We're approaching some more resistance. Let's have a look at the hourly. Yeah, to be honest, I'd be waiting to see how price reacts to this 112 region. I think it's a pretty strong level, guys. If it does begin to reject, perhaps go down to your minor time frames, that being 15 as well. Just see what sort of price action patterns it got from that level. What we do have is the most recent support is about at 110, just above 110 flat, to be honest. So unless what we do is pop up higher, form some minor support just below the resistance, begin to pop below it, I would at this rate be looking for sells, if it were me, upon a closure below 110.061 to be exact. That point there, you've rejected the 4-hour resistance. It is technically bearish on that particular time frame. You do have the weekly closing strong bearish as well. The only thing you're really fighting against is the daily counter probabilities and the 15-minute structure. But once again, it is at a pretty strong level in price action. These areas of accumulation are levels that price tends to be drawn to like a magnet, guys. So it is now approaching that level, or it is pretty much at it. So if it did reject, I'd be looking for entry signals to the downside from below 111,500, roughly 750, and 112,000, that sort of region. Cheese mobile, I've been in long for so long, just kept going in it. Yep, you mentioned that. Are you waiting for a buy, Raj Kumar? Yes, I am. Enter way too early. Cheese mobile entered 42.69. When was that? Was that last week or yacht? Did I hear about BYND? No, I did not. You can inform me. Is that the, excuse my ignorance, is that the car maker? J Iwal? Whether BTC falls or rise, I'm holding 10 years, keeping my eyes on this. That's fair enough, mate. That's totally fair enough. Same when it comes to silver. I don't give a shit, to be honest. I'm just going to keep DCAing. Obviously, I would prefer it to actually come down a bit. It's at all-time highs, been pumping, obviously making a bit of a pullback. Did accumulate a little bit more on the weekend, but again, if it does drop, I'll be more aggressive when it comes to my purchases. Around 11:30. 11:30 is that AM, is in Australian Eastern time. Somewhere around here. Yeah, I'm not sure what time that is, to be honest, my friend. Yuri, can I teach the basics? Yeah, I mean, what do you want to know, mate? What do you want to know? Best place to go for basics is this, mate. I'll type it in the chat for you, and it's for free, so no catches. It's a really good website if you're wanting a place to start. Oliver, good morning to you. Steve, good morning, mate. Welcome you guys on YouTube. Cheese mother, UK? Okay. Yeah, I'm a little bit confused because of the time differences, time zones. Ooh. God, goodbye to you. That's the treatment you guys get who come on here saying that they can give out signals, just send messages and all that crap. There's no ifs, buts, maybes. I think I've given like one or two from the chat the benefit of the doubt when it comes to logging something, but ones like that, they're completely gone. Yuri, I typed it in. Just have a look. Scroll back up into the chat, like 4 messages up, 5 messages up, you'll see it. It's my bowl, you're 1 hour ahead. No, here in Oz, no, well, more than truly 1 hour ahead. We're, what is it, 10 hours at the minute? I think 9 hours, 10 hours. So it's well, let's do the math. 7 a.m. just after 7 a.m. UK time. It's 5, so 10 hours. Just after 5 p.m. here in Oz. Or in Melbourne anyway. Many different time zones here in Oz. Okay, and how to learn trading over many years. Still learning, still adapting, still changing things. Nothing drastic, but adding things, changing rules. Basically through research, my own research. I don't really have any catalyst here, guys. We've got a 15-minute bullish candle. I don't really have anything in between it. Got a 5-minute. Yeah, there is nothing. I mean, I would have preferred for it to pop back down a little bit lower. This could just potentially be a bit of a pause within price action. Quickly look at it on the 5. It has tapped into support. I mean, irrespective, it's got no lower wick, so not ideal. Ship members, let me send you guys a link. Good to see more charts today as well. So this one was a good one, pretty much the exact same as what I was looking at on the gold. The 10 is the chart I was using earlier before I misclicked and hit my daily lockout in seconds. I'm too mad if I didn't have personal lockout set, I would have lost count. Yeah, I'm not too sure exactly what you mean by that, but so this is gold. This is gold futures. Went to place buy order, did a sell accidentally. Shot up 49 pips in seconds, hitting my daily loss limit. Oh, okay. So you don't breach the account. Ooh, it's a tough one, mate. I mean, I can't say I haven't done something stupid like that in the past where I've accidentally gone in on the wrong way. But yeah, it's a little bit disappointing. It's definitely a good level to get involved in. That was a lot earlier by the looks of things. So that was somewhere around here early in the day. Yep, definitely looks like a good level to get involved. Pretty good catalyst too. You got the bullish engulfing at support, so a little bit, yeah, a little bit unfortunate, to be honest, mate. Toast, pull up weekly and give your insight weekly. I gave my insight earlier on the weekly. I just looked at the candle itself. Strong bullish. Don't worry, that's come from 3,300 flat basically. Strong bullish. What? There's nothing yet to suggest otherwise. So I just look at the candle. I'm not a long-term trader. I am a holder for long term, but trading, I don't trade it for long term. Users, do you think we can reach 12k by early next year? My mate reckons it's doable. I look, to be honest, I wouldn't have thought 12k. I'd say 5k. Toast just wanted a longer term view, but you're right. I still push more. Yeah, look, again, if you want longer term view, my personal opinion is that gold's going to 5k, then to 8, then to 10 at some point. One sec, guys. Users, surely it's got more to go. I believe it's got more to go because it's a hedge against a failing fiat system, basically. That's what it's more about, guys, than what's going on all around the world. I mean, you got instances here in Melbourne of people queuing up at the bullion dealers to buy their physical silver and gold. If I had time, I would have literally gone down myself, but obviously I bought online because it's scarce. You can't get enough of it. They can't produce it. It's been bought up everywhere. Maybe it's saying something about fiat currency and its demise and what's going to happen shortly with it. Heard a lot of interesting things about stock market, a potential crash looming again, but it's continuing bullish. So what I would suggest is trade what you see, but I'd be a little bit put off buying it at these levels when it comes to your indices personally. But it doesn't mean it can't continue bullish, just my opinion. Alright, JU coming back down to a level of interest. EU, similar to G, that was the chart from last week. Let's quickly look at EU actually. Let's do some top down on it. Weekly, close back week bullish, right back into accumulation here. So once again, what this suggests to me is, well, this pocket of accumulation, click the drawing tool properly. This consolidation / accumulation is basically liquidity being built up into market for it to make another move. Now, the back of the actual structure itself, it'd be more probable for it to make the move to the upside, but doesn't necessarily have to happen. It would obviously make a key move back down as well. A lot when it comes to the majors will depend on what's going on in regards to the US dollar strength and the new, obviously US dollar strength, and what the news to come out of Washington itself. So onto the daily time frame, what we can see is close back bearish in the previous daily, beginning to break the low. Looks like it could potentially come back down as low as 115.70, that sort of region. Looking at the 4 hour, 4 hour is technically bullish in structure, so we've got 4 hour bullish, we've got the weekly bullish, we've got the daily as bearish. We're going to mark in these levels, so it's currently pretty much tapped into and bounced off of 4 hour support. Now onto the 30-minute time frame here, and that too appears to be bearish. So a bit of a mixed bag here on EU. What I would preference is I'd be looking for just above the Asian session high. So one price to sweep the Asian session high. Pop above 116.80. Bit of a psychological round number there. So if price was to pop above that point, close above it, and I do believe there could be options to take a potential buy, seeing we have bounced at 4 hour support. Aside from that, it'd be a bit difficult selling it into the current level. Look, seeing it's a bit of a mixed bag on EU, there'd be nothing wrong seeing we're making a pretty clear move back down now. Look for some potential buy opportunities from the support. Take it back up towards the Asian session high. And that's pretty much all I'd be looking at on EU. Nothing else looks fantastic. The other thing is if it popped back up, look for some rejection of 116, 80, 780, that sort of region. I think it was warranted not to look for buys from that level on gold. Like I mentioned, it could just be a pause, guys. So still has clean traffic for it to come back down to 42.2 or 4222. And that's where I'm waiting for price to come back down to. Jeez, my probably thinking of moving to Australia. What's it like? Get there, gonna go there for the summer. See how it is, gonna go there. You're asking the wrong person, mate. I think it's a shithole. I think you're wasting your much better options than coming to live in Oz. It's a shithole, mate. Melbourne is just the crime capital of. Look, every Western country's got the same shit going on. Melbourne and Sydney are just full of crime, full of druggies, full of. It's just a shithole, in all honesty. And nothing is done because the government. It's just too. They're too lenient. I mean, you get people on bail. A few days later, go out and stab a random innocent person in the street walking to work. It's just that's how it is. It's a shithole. I don't venture out in Melbourne. Nothing to do here. Beautiful, but it's a shithole. That's my honest opinion of it. Don't waste your time. They won't get me on one of those Tourism Australia ads. What do you think of Melbourne? Yeah, it's a shithole, mate. Don't come here. Go to Southeast Asia, mate. It's so much better. Obviously my heart's in Thailand, but they're all good. Vietnam, I remember years ago I went and I loved it. Cambodia would be a nice one to go to, not been. Even Laos a nice country. Been many times. User bullish on gold, 10k easily in a view. Sold all my crypto 2 days ago. Yeah, I don't know about 10k by year's end. I mean, wouldn't bet against it, but to be honest, I think it's a little bit too soon. I'd say 5k is more realistic. Peace mobile, your TP's 42.99. Okay, so where's your stop loss though? User, no. Personally, I don't think by year's end. I do think we'll hit 10k, but not this year. Probably not for a few years. Toast probably continues to rally into year end, and fund managers might rebalance. Possibly. Usually you reckon 10k in a year? Fair enough. Yeah, Toast, I agree. 5k, I think that's a lot more realistic. Usually, yeah, well, look, if what I've been hearing about basically about the markets and the Colmex and potential failure to deliver in the silver markets to begin, which will trickle over to gold. All that's going to do is it will pump. Like you'll see silver at prices you would not have thought it'd be at in very quick time, which will lead over. It will spill over into gold. There's failure to deliver on gold, and gold will also do the same. It could be at levels that people would not have even ever thought of. Don't be surprised if it gets to the point where even China is the one who's setting the price for gold, and they've been accumulating it like there is no tomorrow. And if they set it coming out of the Shanghai stock exchange, what do they call it? I can't remember, when they store their gold, they could set it to something like 50k, and that could be the new floor price for gold. To be honest, think gold's still great value. It's a little bit difficult to buy now for the average person because it is very expensive. Usually got rid of all that crypto crap. Fair enough, mate. I don't have any positions in crypto. Chad, goodbye to you. Still, every single day, people jumping on trying to block their own services. Don't be daft, guys. Don't be daft. If someone messages you saying they can turn you $5 into 10k in 5 minutes, don't believe them. So just Melbourne out on bail. Mate, Melbourne's a shithole, honestly. It's happened multiple times recently. Cheese mobile, I don't know, it's the same shit. I wouldn't come to any I wouldn't move to any Western country, put it this way. They're all the same shit. Mixed chick. Well, sort of what we think. I went short. Well, you're on the right side of things for the time being. I'm looking for a buy. I'm looking for it from support. But for the time being, it looks like you could be taking some profit, so nice one. Everyone out on bail. They got, yeah, they just, I mean, you got to murder someone, even then you probably won't even be locked up. It's ridiculous. Ah, man. Can I not block this guy? Perth, heavy metal bulldogs, probably better, probably a lot better in Melbourne, to be honest. I've never been, but I would assume it's much better. I've heard, actually, I've had family just come back from Perth and say it was beautiful there, so. 2PC DC, feel like trying to trim right now, or so do I, so I'm waiting for it to pop back down to support. Why does the message, I blocked him, I've muted him. Why does the messages still show up? Michael Hughes, Brunswick, is that where you're from? Yeah, Brunswick's where you get a lot of shit happening. It's a nice area as far as things, entertainment, things to do, but not Daniel, what's good man start with when getting into stocks and shares? This is not stocks and shares, mate. So irrespective, no matter what you're looking to get into when it comes to making money, whatever you can afford to risk and to lose, because the reality is you could lose it. You could lose it very quickly. Don't go, you know, balls deep if you can't afford to. Just whatever you can afford to lose. It could be $50, it could be 100, it could be 10k, who knows. Triple S, sorry, cheese mobile, SSL. VXP babe, I shorted up there after failed retest pre-swing high, wanted to hold it 20 euro. Nice one. Well, you're looking good. I'm waiting to get involved in buys from, it's good, it's tapped in, so nice one. Will? No, not XAUUSD. Never looked at it to me. I mean, I do look at it to see what the price of gold is against the Australian dollar, but Nepal, no, I'm not. A.C.T doesn't stand for Australian Capital Territory. Stands for Analyze Confirmed Trade. From Melbourne, mate. At staff Perth, yeah, probably absolutely shits all over Melbourne and Sydney, to be honest. Melbourne's a shithole, Sydney's a shithole. They're both just full of criminals, full of gangsters, full of bloody crime. What bloody dodgy little youth gangs just keep getting away with anything, like literally murder too. Too young to be locked up. Here's the solution to the problem here in Melbourne from the government. The Allen government, she is as incompetent as the bastard before. Ban machetes. It's not the people who are the problem, it's the machete, it's the weapon. Who comes up with these bright ideas? That's what I want to know. Who really comes up with these bright ideas? And you think they're actually going to drop off in the bin their machetes, most of these young kids or old kids or whoever it is? And of course not. A machete amnesty. Don't worry about locking the people up who wield the weapon. And even if you do, they're just going to grab another weapon either way. It's just, if it were me, lock them up, chuck them all in a cell together. Not one comfortable cell where you've got 1 or 2 people sharing. Chuck them all up in a tiny cell with 12 inmates. Treat them like shit. That's, in my opinion, might rub people the wrong way, but we're too lenient here. And send them back straight away. If they're here on any sort of residency visa or a waiting residency or whatever, I'd send them all back and the family straight away. No questions asked. The whole family, because they should be responsible for their kids. That's not too many try-hard gangsters. That's the thing. They are absolutely that. They get away with it, and I know they will. 100%. Yep. Tony, good morning to you. All good, mate. I hope you're well, by the way. Long time, brother. How's things? Watching gold do its thing here. Now, for potential gold entries, guys, let's get back to trading for just a minute. We could potentially have, well, we're tapped into the support, tapped into a level of liquidity which I want price to pull back to prior to looking for buys. I did mention here I wasn't trusting the buys because we still had some clean traffic down to the support. I do believe we had not yet grabbed that necessary liquidity in order to head back up to the daily high. We have since done that. Options are going to be either buys above a 15-minute resistance at 42.4580. Most recent resistance formed on the move to the downside, so that could be a potential entry point, but just depends on where this particular M15 candle closes. I will go down to the 5-minute within it to see what has gone on. So let's just say it closes like so here on the 15, and then within it, and anything could happen, we've still got 10 minutes left within it, maybe we have something like this. So next candle closes back, well, for instance, like so, and then it's followed by, whoops, candle that might close like so. Now it doesn't look like it's going to happen because we're just continuing to the upside now. If we had the margin, I would take an early entry from above the 5-minute resistance, which is the 15-minute candle high that closes back bullish after tapping into the support. Doesn't look like it's going to happen though at the minute, guys. We are pushing back to the upside, so we still could be looking at potential entry points above 42.45.8 roughly. Still need to await a confirmation, and that is 15-minute closing back bullish. Stop loss will be an issue. On last Thursday, I think it was, on the stream, if you guys remember, I market executed on that buy. It was a really quick win. I did use the previous candle, but with the anticipation of immediately basically dragging a stop loss to above the entry candle in order to reduce the risk on the table. So in this sort of situation, with the volume that has been of gold of late, likely we're going to need to use the entry candles when it comes to stop loss. So that requires it creating a wick in the opposite direction, in most cases to the downside, saying we're looking for buys. But yeah, wait and see anyway, guys. All 100% agree. Yeah, about Oz. I do rant a bit about it. Apologies, guys. When there's nothing going on, I do get a little bit emotional about it. It's just frustrating to see what this, you know, great country and cities come to. And I'm sure you guys in the UK have the same issues all around Europe as well. Nepal, what I think at Canberra, don't like it. Reason being is because politicians, Parliament House is there. Never been to Canberra, so I don't know, but I just can't stand any of the politicians. There's only one I like, but there's no way she'll ever be the Prime Minister. She can't. Anyone says it as it is. Some of you probably know who I'm talking about. Rowan, what do you think we break and get liquidity sweep? To the downside, or ball go to gold could go to 0405. And so could you point me to a free training? Yeah, so have a look at the chat. I'm about to type it in, mate. It's a good place to start. Just helps with terminology. It's free. Helps you with training basics and that as well. Brandon, I had a look at Bitcoin before. And just the level it's at 4-hour resistance, pretty strong resistance. So I wouldn't necessarily be buying into it. I'd rather be above 112 or lower down. Wow, look at that bounce off support. Prep in. Sorry. Follow live. Thank you for following anyway. Thank you to new followers. Welcome to everyone on board. Michael Hughes, yes, you nailed it. There's nothing to do with racism because, I mean, my parents are immigrants. It's people who don't assimilate. And plus, we got problems with our own people here, you know, when it comes to housing, being fed, things like that. They don't get shit from the government, basically nothing anyway. Yet people who come here, yes, they come from some bad situations too, but why should they get special privileges over our people? I don't like it. I really don't like how it is, to be honest. Predictions on gold 100%. Looking for buys about 42, 45, 80. DS Nevek, good day to you. Hope you're good. Yep, all good, mate. Likewise to you. Michael, yeah, way too many. Should have seen the plane coming back from Thailand, mate. Could not believe my eyes. I thought they were putting a stop to it. From Melbourne, Australia. Used to be proud to say it. Not so much anymore, and I think that's the average Aussie's becoming a bit that way. We're still proud to say I'm an Aussie, but we've got real problems here. It's all by design. I have no doubts by design. It's the same shit in the UK and around Europe. It's all good, mate. No problem. That's gold is hard to trade at the moment. Look, the volatility is a bit difficult for those who are maybe quite new to trading, and be a little bit tough to deal with. For me, I'm used to it. But again, you just got to be patient. Last week. Again, not that I was on the charts a great deal, but last week was just 2 trades. First proper week back from holidays. It was 2 trades, 2 wins. The third trade I just missed because I was a little bit slow to set the order. And gold being gold and the volume it's been moving in, it moved without me. But all 3 would have, the third one would have been correct too. Michael, no one can find a place to rent or live now. No, and it's priced way out of reach. It's just become beyond a joke. UK the same, Carl? Parts of it, yeah. Alrighty guys, 16 and a bit minutes until session open here. Again, we want to be above at this rate, 42, 45, 80. What I mentioned on the 15-minute time frame within it on the 5, it's pretty much presenting, but there is no margin now to the upside. With the stop loss placement, it's going to be not worth it at all. To target that resistance is, yeah, there's no chance I'll be looking at that. I'd rather wait till it pops above. But this is the second scenario within the 15 that would also validate the entry. So you've got, again, for education, the 15 is going to close strong bullish. Now if this candle closed weak bearish, you could use the fib if unsure, to determine whether it's a weak or strong closure. What you could do is mark in from high to low, mark in a 0.382. If it closes above the 0.382, that to me suggests, off the back of my data over many years of trading, it's a weak candle. And what normally follows if price begins to create a low wick and break above is, more often than not, it's followed by a continuation move to the upside. Doesn't always happen, but more often than not it does. However, it is rejecting just now. Plus, the other fact is there will be no margin to that resistance, so I just have to wait at the minute. It's Monday, guys, as well, so early doors. I need to rush things. Smate Max, following you from Melbourne. It's crazy kind of shit happening. Yeah, it is, mate. It's frustrating, really frustrating. I mean, for the most part, trouble won't find you unless you're looking for it, but still, you could be innocent. They still happen a lot to innocent people of late. Just walking along the street and someone comes up, literally just stab him, not even saying a word, just stab. Happened recently, more so in a city, in a CBD, but still, yeah, I've got to look over my shoulder if I'm walking on the street. I never used to worry about it. I don't, honestly, the only place I might go for a walk is local park, because there's lots of people around. Do WOD, Dune, Inch, sure long. Looking for buy options. KWS, how are you? What do you think of today's market? Buying, selling? Looking for buys, mate. Yeah, buys them up 42, 45, 80 at this point. Sure. MGR, you're going short. Fair enough. I'm not interested in selling it in a minute. El Patron, once again looking for buys above this resistance, most recent resistance. That level is 42, 45, 80. Only interested in buying it. Jaden, you answered a wait. No, waiting, mate. Will, I live in Melbourne too, and I'm from Melbourne. Kinda sad how they can't just. Yep, I'm right next to you, basically, mate. Yeah, I'm in the same sort of area. Yeah, it's disgusting, mate. It is disgusting how people just continually get away from it. Nice little strip, that area. Melbourne. Glenferrie Road, a few nice cafes. Used to live literally around the corner. but being around that sort of area pretty much growing up, and that's a affluent area, and you still get, you know, a lot of crime happening around these areas now. It's shit. Sumo, this is gold, spot gold, XAUUSD. Shaminla, welcome to you. You lost $1,000, please help. Or if you, obviously you're probably over risk and you couldn't afford to lose it, so. And that's why there's things like class actions against IC Markets, who I believe is a really good broker. To be honest, I mean, you trade at your own risk. You have to obviously agree to the terms and conditions, and the fact that does involve risk. You are liable, you can lose your cash. So I've got no issues. I definitely won't be joining any class action against what I believe is pretty much a premier broker here in Oz. Trish, you're also from Melbourne? Yeah, I mean, look, when I was growing up, Melbourne was, I loved it. It was so good. I suppose like everywhere though, like all the kids around the street playing together. Every kid in the street would go play footy and cricket together. You knew what time roughly to be home inside for dinner. But you couldn't do that these days, honestly. I would not let kids out in the street, because they'll end up being, you know, caught up in some gang shit, or it's tough. Does a lot come back to parents though. There's no way my little boy would be out in the street, and lucky I'm happy he's over in Thailand, to be honest. It's much better. He has enormous respect, much better than, he's so different to the 10-year-olds here. Jane, sorry, read that. Shamila. Not much I can do about it. Not sure along a minute. Again, I've mentioned many times, 42, 45, 80. I'm not just jumping into a trade, guys. I need the confirmation. Want to get involved in level I've got marked in. Low in fashion, what line? Support, well, support's at the bottom here. 42.16 is the actual low of the support here. You're talking about the resistance, 42, 45, 80. 84 to be exact. No name, g'day to you, brother. All good, mate, all good. Bit busy as always, to be honest. More busy now that my brother's away. The family side of things when it comes to business. AI3, X76, M15 predominantly. Jaden, it's at 42.45. Oh, you bought? Sorry, you sold. Sold or bought? Well, what level of confirmed sells if it kept dropping down? If you're looking for, if you're talking about the higher, a deeper pullback, I think we need to break that previous daily low to begin with. But to me, I mean, nothing's changing in regards to structure or anything for quite some time here. To me, you need consecutive bearish candles. You need a proper little bounce and then rejection and close below the support, and that may suggest we're starting to flip to the downside for a deeper pullback. I just don't see any of it happening at the minute. Even a 4 hour, like I mentioned, still bullish technically until 39.50 roughly. We need some strong bearish weekly closures basically. But again, for me, Very, very bullish on gold long term. Lim the King, scalpers, thank you for sharing a live. What time frame? BMW, M15 for the most part. Jaden, that's fair enough, but I wouldn't recommend anything to that particular person because obviously they can't handle their emotions and are probably not ready to be a trader or not consistent enough. So either way, you're just going to throw away money. The official one waiting for long, yes, that's what I'm personally doing at the minute, waiting for a long if it presents. D-Wad June, Hench, waiting for a buy, mate. Said it many times. Just when it's key, kids can't even control their minds anymore. Their minds are, yeah, I know, mate. It's technology, phones, easily influenced. Good to see the numbers popping up on TikTok, over 200. Welcome everyone. Thank you to the 50+ new followers. Don't forget to follow. Also, don't forget, guys, might be wise at some point to jump across to the YouTube stream. Exact same profile name. I'm streaming live on YouTube as we speak. Reason being is because if I do get a ban, I've been banned on this particular account before. Lost the account for about 6 months. If you get banned, you won't see me, so you'll be able to find me on YouTube. It's a lot less strict on YouTube, so if not right now, make sure to do so at some point after the stream. Plus you get full screen, guys. You get all the numbers on the side here, the levels. And welcome to everyone on YouTube. It's what do they ban you for here? Because I think financial advice, they deem it. I'm not too sure, to be honest. They're strict with trading. A lot of people come onto the stream and say, how do you get away with this? I tried and I got banned. I think I kind of worked out the words that tick the algo off. That's what I think I've worked out. But they don't ban people who use my name and profile in my videos to message people and ask them to send them crypto and cash and that. That they don't ban, even though if I report, I can't work it out. So make sure you are following the right one. This is the one. I do not follow anyone, guys. This particular account follows zero people. So that's how you know you're on the right A.C.T. Forex. At BIM, when is the next entry? Waiting for the first entry. Waiting for it to, at this rate, pop above 42, 45, 80. Thank you for a sub. Cheese Mobile, this is going to be the longest in being on. Yeah, look, as long as you're not going to let it rip your account, mate. Hopefully you do have a stop loss. Yeah, Jane, I understand that too. I know you're trying to help a member of the audience, but like I mentioned, if they've lost almost 60% of their account and they're coming on here asking for help, then I don't think they're going to quite cut it, even on a funded account. They're just going to blow whatever, 180, whatever it is, $180, pound. I lost that message on applying for the challenge. There's no point. There's just no point for them. They just need to chill, go back to the drawing board, maybe go back to some demo training or something for a while, or just trade that 400, but actually with proper risk management, 1% of trade, something like that. It's what Any reason for not buying when the second last candle flipped bullish? Yes, because I didn't have a confirmation. So I rely on confirmation. So that what I mean by that is candle closures. So yes, I do have particular trades which do involve limit orders, but this was not valid for one of those in accordance to my rules. So again, I'm just following my rules and my plan, which I know works 80% of the time if I am to do so. Yes, it may mean I don't get involved in as many trades, but still put myself under less stress, put the account under less stress, and when I do trade, I trade with the utmost confidence. So that's why I do what I do. Works for me. Cheese my belly, stop loss is at sell side liquidity. Oh, okay. So I'm assuming below 41.86. Hit swap because of the top wick. No, again, it's just I didn't have a confirmation. Pim, what's my strategy? Can you teach me? You just have to watch the streams, my friend. You'll learn a lot from that. It's price action. Look for price action catalysts. I have very strict rules that I follow that work for me. At predetermined levels, I want to get involved on the charts. I look at multiple different time frames to give me a general bias, general direction, which to me on gold is very bullish. And again, there's many different ways I actually can go about it, but it all comes down to price action at the right levels. Yeah, but you just watch, you'll learn a lot. If you really want to know more, there's under my profile page, there's a link to the services. So $1 a day is what I charge for VIP. That's what I charge. Not for everyone. Some enjoy, some come and go quickly, some stay long. But I do my best to help anyone out, and it does include the course, which is 140 plus pages. Put together myself over 15 months it took me to put together. It is accessible to all members. Gabriel Cage, what confirmation? There's many different ones, Again, just watch and see. There are things like engulfing candles, liquidity candles, interruption candles. There is many different things, It's yep. Let's see if London for the most part barcodes, doesn't it? Gabriel, all you need is confirmation. Yep. Gabriel, sorry. I'm on what time frame? M15 for the most part. But by the way, London Open. Sorry. Couple minutes into, or just over a minute, almost 2 minutes into London Open, guys. Let's quickly have a look at some other pairs here. So GJ popping down to a level where I'd want to get involved in potential buy options, be looking for a signal. We'll begin to look at EA a little bit more, maybe GA, but I want to test them out a bit using obviously the Forex tester. I want Forex simulator on the markets. If anyone is interested, let me know. I've got a link with a discount code. GU also at a level I'd want to get involved if I was trading it. Be looking for price to bounce off it for a potential buy option and the right confirmation. Closures below, not a bad idea, seeing we have triggered in buys just above it. Still need a closure below. EU at support as well. Let's have a look at German 40. Still consolidating. Back to the gold. It's why I stopped trading. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, by the way. Stop trading it for the most part. I need to wait for NY from Oz. Same as me, mate. Yeah, I don't trade NY. It's just too late for me, especially with the clocks changing. Obviously here in Melbourne, daylight savings already. Asian session's good, but a lot of the time I don't necessarily want to be on a charts for Asian session. I want to go to the gym or do my own thing. But when I do trade, I actually really enjoy it. Bit tied up at the minute because other commitments as well, so I don't really have the time to trade Asian. Guess we'll stay in range. What do you say? At this rate, it looks likely, but we'll see. Guys, give me a minute. I'll be back quick. Alrighty, guys. The official one, me, I'm waiting for a potential buy. Presents or not, it's another story at the minute. We're just much is happening. Or say OnlyFans. Maybe you're on something, mate. Maybe we should start something. Topless trader. Ladies might like it. I mean, bloody good shape, guys. It's like really good shape. The gym really hard. I only missed like a week. I was at the gym pretty much 5 times a week while I was away. Same thing, being back. Kept the nutrition quite stable over there as much as I could. What's better to trade, London or you mean Asian session? It's Sydney. There's Sydney Open. There's no volume, to be honest. I prefer Asian session, in all honesty. But what suits me is London session, the time. But I do believe Asian. But again, it's cyclical. So what I found for the most part this year, Asian session's been much better than London session. Much better, more fruitful. But again, it's just lifestyle preference. All right, can we close above here? 7 minutes remaining. No, I'm not in buys at the minute. What about NY? NY is a lot of volume. It's all right, but again, it's way too late for me to worry about trading. All right, guys, we want a closure above here. What would be really nice is similar to what I mentioned before on the 5 minute. If this 5 minute candle could close somewhere around here, maybe a bit of an upper wick. So something like so. And perhaps the next M5 can give us a little bit of a pause. So close back bearish, giving us a little bit of a pause above the resistance, but still closing that M15 very strong bullish. So the M15 will end up closing like so. Now off the back of that, it's a really strong catalyst to look for a potential buy as price breaks that pause candle and the M15 candle high. The minute it's pumping. Once again, I'm a high confirmation trader. There is nothing I can do to get involved until this 15-minute candle confirms my entry. In the meantime, I am fully aware it could pump to the upside. There is no FOMO whatsoever. Full total control of my decision making. Andy, New York. Yeah, it's good, but too late for me. I don't trade New York. Primal decent. What, on the stream? Both. Depends. If there's a trade, I will happily take it and call it. In the meantime, I'm happy to teach, happy to talk about life in general. Or naked trade might take off. Who knows, mate? Adam? Nice one, mate. Wow. Gold. Again, guys, I'm not chasing it. There is no FOMO for me personally. I don't even have a valid entry from the middle of this consolidation. There is no valid entry. There's nothing. I just need to wait. So we still may get the opportunity, guys. If this 5-minute closes back, wick bearish, closing back above, wait for a new candle to create a low wick, and then could have possible entries above this candle high, the 15-minute candle high. GGPM, yep, we need to pause right now on the M15, bit overextend. I'll be looking for the M5 pause, to be honest. I'd be happy with that. Closing above this particular resistance, plus the fact it is first 30 minutes of London Open, so we still have volume, and we do have pretty clean traffic to the upside as well. So I would still trust it, but I would need that confirmation. And if I get it, I'm gonna look for a potential entry. The issue will be, once again, I'm not rolling with the stop loss below the catalyst candle. It's just way too wide. It would need to create low wick, preferably tapping into the previous resistance, and that would have to be the stop loss placement. In the meantime, see, it's popping up on my MetaTrader. It's gonna be tough. Would you sorry, read that. Ali, are you up or down at the minute? Well, I'm looking for buys, but it's just going without my confirmation. Good night. How far? Who knows, mate? I of the belief we will continue well past the current all-time high moving forward this year. Even it's at 42.25. Well, you're doing well, so just make sure not to give it back. Have a realistic target. Wow, there goes gold. Primal, no, like other than the live, do you? Oh yeah, group, yeah, VIP group. So it is coaching, it is mentoring. I do call trades if I'm on the charts and I'm going to take it. I did one of the wins from last week was called in the members group in a trade out to this section. But it's primarily for mentoring coaching. Yeah, and it involves the core. It includes the core, sorry. But I don't sit on the charts looking for signals. This is not a signal service. Again, if I'm going to take a trade, I call it always. And gold, off it goes. So now, if you ask me, GGPM, would I not be concerned looking for buys above 42.71 on the 15? I think it's overextended. If it did pop up to that point without a pullback, yes, I would be concerned. But prior to it popping above the current daily high, it would need to trigger in sellers. So preferencing it like this illustration, popping up, rejecting, triggering sellers, wiping the sellers out, closing above. There's the entry. Here, not so concerned. There, yes. Here's my bar. Yep, you're heading back up. I have good for you. Happy to see it. Juicy, you know, I didn't have a confirmation. Oh, how much? And you live every day? I'm live pretty much every day at this time, yes. The occasional day I don't. There is the occasional day I don't stream. Tradov, thank you for the sticker, by the way. I'm not sure when you sent that, but appreciate it. Members calls, generally speaking, about 4 to 5 times a week. Members only calls. And how much? It's $1 a day, mate, is what I charge. Again, I think it's fair for what I dish out. And plus the work I put into the course. Could sell the course, could lock that off by itself, but thought it'd be good for my members as a, you know, little thank you for using me to help them along the way. Prime word is US dollars. Yeah. Impala, g'day to you. Silver doing? Not really much. Interesting. Now, catalyst wise, silver looks fantastic for a potential buy. One concern is not tapped into the support. Has definitely tapped into 4-hour support though. Yeah, silver looks really good. Silver buys look really good. Above that previous candle's high. Be a bit late now because it would have just been triggered in. Silver looking really good. That's against the Australian dollar. Let's have a look against US dollar. Pretty much the same thing. Nice strong catalyst. Has it bounced that 4-hour support? A little bit different here. I mean, you could argue yes, previously it has. But I still think it's a pretty good option to buy silver at the minute, trading wise. Again, I buy it for different reasons. I don't buy it. I own the physical stuff. Palladium, wow. Wrong rejection of resistance. Maybe not a bad time. Platinum as well. Gold, what can we do? Midnight price may break all time high, depends on movement. Definitely could. Raman, man, what can your potential entry now? What can be your potential entry now? Mentioned before, pop up to 42, 64, 68, 70. We're in sellers, trap sellers, close above. There's the entry. Cheers, my bar. Nice one, mate. Random. It's not there yet. It's not there yet, mate. Random. You got a crystal ball. Liam, you misclicked lost 146. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I've done it before. It's not a good thing. But yeah, we as traders, we really shouldn't be making silly mistakes like that, in all honesty. But I've done it before too, so I feel your pain. TMZ, not gonna like, I will make a move, but not today. Has made moves for how long now? United cashed out zero entries, profit, nice one. TMZ it's going to grab all liquidity and take out recent orders, stop losses before pushing all-time high. Maybe. Again, we'll see. Liam at work trying to earn more than the daily wages. Yeah, I mean, yeah, as long as you're following rules and you're not over risking, over leveraging. The issue when people have a target. I mean, it's good to have goals, don't get me wrong, it's great to have goals, and if that's your goal to replace your 9 to 5, I can totally understand it. But just don't put pressure on yourself to, you know, hit a home run and whack out of the park straight away. Give it time. You can develop your edge and you become consistent and prove that you're consistent and profitable. There are ways to go about it. But I mean, then you can start to perhaps replace your job and you can see it a light day. So what I suggest is, yeah, just make sure you get good at what you're doing and don't over risk, don't over leverage, don't try to knock it out of the park straight away. Take your time with it, mate. All you're going to do is, if you want to instantly replace it with your job, you just put pressure on yourself. All you do. And you hear sad stories when it comes to crypto, Forex, equities, where people think they can just quit their job. They've got it all covered. Something goes wrong, they make an error, account wiped out, they lose everything, and then they fortunately, you know, do themselves in. So just give yourself time. Don't put pressure on yourself. I think that's pretty much everyday life, guys. I think it's something we all need to think about. I had a personal experience recently with someone about that, and what's the relationship? That's what it cost. But it is what it is. You move on. TMZ is forming the 4-hour candles, and most of the time all-time highs has hit during Asian. The Asian session has been cracking. Liam, I'm waiting for a confirmation. Where it comes or not, it's another story. But yes, preferring the buy options. Looking for it from here. Didn't give me the right confirmation. Bounced straight off. Was looking at it from here. Closed well too far above. So the next bet is above the high, but I need triggering sellers prior to it. Tim said, do you think if you're the owner of crypto, it will the actual not too sure, maybe reword that question again. Lewis, can you walk about your strategy for the day and how you're coming up back? Strategy for the day, well, you pretty much, if you just rewind to the start of the stream, I'm not sure if you can do it on TikTok. I do my analysis. So the weekly is strong bullish. That's off the back of the previous. Just based off that, I'm only interested in buying it, and that's just the way I roll on a Monday. I work off the back of the strength of the previous weekly, and on Friday work off the back of the strength of the current weekly. You got daily. Daily is a little bit, I mean, it did close back bearish, but did have a higher high, also a higher low. It's an inside bar candle at the minute. 4 hours respecting support. But if this candle closes above that 42.71.20, then I think all-time highs are very probable. But it's also a big strong uptrend. There's no doubt about that, in my opinion. Until below 39.50, that trend is still intact. Not confirmed a higher high. Until we close above, and then we would have confirmed a higher high. Then the swing point as to where structure would flip back bearish would be 4200 roughly, just 4180 around that point. That would be a lot closer to the current level of 3950. 15 minute is also, the way I see it, flip back bullish on this particular closure, closed above the most this origin of the swing to the downside, which created a low, closed above it, flip that bullish. To me, it's very bullish across the board, so I'm looking for options to buy it. The other potential option could be, if we do pop up, we'll just reject again, form support back above 42.45 potentially. But again, there's no rush, guys. There is no rush. Still early doors. You know, get your opportunity now. It's always, next session is always tomorrow. Liam, New York Open. I mean, you should probably know that, to be honest. London, a New York Open is 11 p.m. my time, soon to be 12 p.m. So whatever that is UK time, I'm not too sure. I think it's like midday or some shit. I don't trade New York often. Not this time of year, because the clock's changing. Do jump on a stream for my guys, but it's pre-MY now. It used to be pre-MY into, sometimes into the first 15 minutes to half an hour of MY, but not this time of year. Problem which broker? I'll type in the chat. The one that's got a class action ending potentially, but I have no idea why. I think it's just salty people who couldn't afford to lose the money they lost. That's why. Not reading the fine print that involves risk. Trading does involve risk, but there's no issues with them. They're a good broker. They pay out very quickly. Quick to respond to any issue, even if it doesn't necessarily go your way, but they're very quick to respond either way. Midnight answered at 42.51. All right, as long as you're trading your confirmations, I'm not going to knock anyone who tells me what to do. Lewis, all good. Liam, 2 weeks of training. Still very new, just take your time. Midnight, New York, 1 a.m. You? Oh, you must be in NZ. I'm all good. Trade delicious, good morning to you. Yeah, I'd be looking for longs, but plan so far is correct, but I just have not got the confirmation. Training. Just because I don't have the right confirmation, I don't force it. GU respecting the support that I spoke about, so... Wow, interesting. GU could be a potential buy option. I don't personally trade it, but what you've got here is liquidity grab into the 4-hour support. This is one level on the 4-hour that we've tapped into. Not only that, you're closing bullish engulfing on the M15, which is a signal in itself, and you're back above that support, a long liquidity wick to the downside. GU looks pretty good. I don't trade it, but that looks really good. EU, yeah, a bit of a mess. AU, just want this thing to continue up, but anyway, I don't trade it. Refuse to trade it. UJ looks the same. Most of the other majors, actually. It's German 40. Yeah, mess. Midnight, nice one. Never been. Would love to go. Pretty much all my family has been, except for me, but I just always end up Southeast Asia. But New Zealand I've heard great things about. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I type in the chat again. best spreads when it comes to for our scalpers. Clickers also from NZ, nice one. Across the Tasman. Not that far from Melbourne. What about, what is it? Hour and a half, 2-hour flight to Auckland, I think. Yeah, midnight. They're good. I've had never an issue. Hours to 2.3, 2.5 from Auckland to Sydney. Okay, yeah, I'm in Melbourne, so not sure if it's maybe a little bit closer. Charles, the EU trade is perfect. Yeah, G looks really good. Wow, look at it go now. Oof. Even cheeky little impulse entry. You know, was that one balled out on gold last week, but I just couldn't execute in time. Very similar to that. All right, gold's closed back bearish, but again, I'm not interested in selling it. Couldn't care less about closing bearish. Maybe about now, if it pops back down to 42.45, how it would react. Or once again, back above the resistance. Islamic video, thank you for sticker. But once again, guys, looks like it's going to be a lean trade day for this particular stream. Nothing going on at the minute. Not chasing anything at the minute. Nothing has presented. But what I'm going to do is go make some dinner. A bit of a break prior to jumping on a quick call with my team later on. So guys, thank you one all for joining. We'll be back tomorrow. Back likely the same time, might be a few minutes later potentially, but I will be back roughly the same time. I look forward to that. Do trade safe, don't do anything stupid, guys. Once again, getting up the week, let price action do its thing for a bit. We're basically just stuck in a range here on gold. Don't do anything stupid, don't blow any counts, have stop losses set, and be safe. All the best, guys. Take care until tomorrow. Thank you one all for joining. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Cheers, team. Bye for now.